Hello, hello, beautiful souls. Aloha, and welcome back to another episode of A Better World with Adrienne. I am Adrienne. I am your host, your leader, your guide, and this podcast exists to level up your life and leadership as a spiritual creator, as someone who came here to not only build dreams for yourself, but build dreams in the service of building a world we're proud of, building a new earth, architecting heaven on earth, and really creating a world we're proud of. So if you are new to me and the space, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so delighted and happy and grateful and honored that you're here. If you're an OG, welcome back. We about to change your life. So today's podcast episode is called How to Develop Spiritual Endurance. And I have had this topic rolling around in my head, in my mind, in my body, in my heart, in my field for a while. And it really came through in the past week since opening up my container homecoming with Julia and really just feeling into the needs of the collective, feeling into my own needs. Because here's the thing that I've noticed. If something's alive within me and my spirit and my body, that means it's alive in you. That means it's alive in the collective. Like we are one, we are connected, we are all in this web of divine support and healing. And that's why this is today's topic. That's why I'm so deeply excited about it. We're going to get strategic. We're going to have how-to steps. And then there's also a very quantum aspect to this episode. So, excuse me, buckle up, grab a beverage, get comfy, and let's talk about the altar. So we always honor the altar. I always set an altar unless it's a bonus episode. So the altar is thank you in advance to spirit. It's an offering. It sets the stage for what gets to occur here and what I have intended. And you can set your own intention for what you will occur here. I do invite you to set a big intention, and not just an intention, but a commitment that this will change your life in some way, that you will take at least one thing from this episode and implement it and run with it. If people implemented half the shit that they receive for free in the online space, we'd be halfway to a new earth right now, right? So already calling you into that expansion here. So the altar, a big reason why the earth is the way it is right now is because people have stopped making offerings. People have stopped doing ritual. People have stopped saying thank you for the opportunity to live, for the opportunity to be on earth. And so we always have an altar for this podcast because it's the right thing to do. Okay. So on the altar, I have some beautiful, gorgeous hibiscus in my backyard. And look at this color hibiscus we have on the altar today. So for those of you on YouTube, you can see. For those of you listening podcast style, it's literally a bright orange hibiscus with a dark magenta center. And when I think about the chakras, which I do a lot of shamanism and healing through the chakras and through flowers. And Seth and I talked about that on the podcast last week. If you want to listen to that, Talking with Angels podcast, we talked about the power of flowers and unconditional love. So orange represents the sacral chakra. That's our ability to create. And so I have 2 orange hibiscus. I also have 2 red. It is safe to create. It is safe to grow. It is safe to expand. Okay. I have my Lemurian Golden Healer crystals. I have my set of 12. I'm just going to pick up a few that were charged in the waters of the Pleiades by my teacher, Raquel. And then I got them from her. So these are just gorgeous. I have my golden healer heart crystal. This is Lemurian citrine. Citrine is all about wealth, abundance, prosperity. I have all of my blue crystals for our throat chakras, activating the truth for the collective, activating my ears to hear spirit, activating my voice as a clear channel, activating you to be a clear channel for truth. And then finally, well, I have so much more. I have 2 Ganeshas clearing all the obstacles for us. And then I have the OG pink quartz crystal for unconditional love for all beings and the highest timeline and good of all. And also on the altar, because as a Taurus rising and a Libra moon, adornment is very important for me to embody my destiny in this human body. And I did a whole episode on that. It's called The Power of Fashion and Astrology, and it talks about all of that for all the signs. I'm wearing these big ass hoop earrings that have crystals on them, and they have crystal for every single chakra, so balancing everything. And then on the ears, it's just like big earrings are part of my shamanism. Like they unlock my power, just like my rings do, just like when I get my nails done. However, since I moved to Maui, I've been rocking the natural nails. And honestly, when I first got here, I was like, whoa, we're not going to get our nails done every 2 weeks. And then I've just been really leaning into the land, leaning into the culture here, the pace of life here. And I'm honestly loving the natural look. I went and I cut my nails and filed them and everything on my own for the first time in 5 years, full disclosure. And I was just like, wow. So that's on the altar as well, like the natural essence of being deeply with the land. Our altar is set. We have a white unscented candle burning to cleanse our space, to bless our space with the divine white light, with the ancestors, with the angels. And now we will take our 3 deep breaths together, truly connecting our minds, bodies, and spirits, and knowing that this podcast is not just a podcast. It's a straight up transmission that can and will change your life when you let it. So what if you just let it? What if you were fully here in this moment and you just fucking let this podcast not be a podcast? What if you let it be a portal to the life you've always been destined to live? Not on accident, because you decided to show up that way. So feel your feet on Mother Earth. Inhale through the nose. Open up your crown to receive direct downloads from the divine. Exhale out the mouth. Feel your feet rooted in Mother Earth. Inhale through the nose. This time opening up your third eye with the color purple. The color purple. To open up visions, intuition. Exhale out the mouth. And final one, inhale through the nose. This time opening up your ears to hear the truth, to hear downloads, to hear messages meant for you, and the courage to take them with you. Exhale out the mouth. We have arrived. Gently blink open your eyes. Come back to this time, this space, this location, however you are experiencing this podcast. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's get into it. Beauties, beautiful souls, beautiful leaders. If you're here, you're a leader. Whether you realize it consciously or not, you are a leader. Otherwise, you and I would not be vibrating on the same frequency. And being a mom is a leader. You don't need to own a business to be a leader. Do a lot of my clients and community have their own business? Yes. Do you need a business to be a leader? No. So there are people watching you, taking notes on how to live their life, whether you realize it or not. And so you are a leader. Today's topic is, dear leader, how to develop spiritual endurance. Okay, so I got very, very clear. I had a couple different topics rolling around, like, what is it going to be? What's the correct message? I'm always like, what's the correct message, Spirit? What is the correct message right here, right now, for me and my community in this moment? And what's the correct message that I can share that can be timeless, that people can click on at any moment in their journey, and it can change their life no matter what. So this is what came through really strong, and I was mostly sure about it yesterday, and then this morning in my meditation it was like, oh fuck, and I think it had to do a lot with just like the energy in the field and my own energy and schedule this week. So the first thing I want to share with this, how to develop spiritual endurance. New Earth leaders are endurance athletes. New Earth leaders are endurance athletes. We're not in it for the short-term hit. We're not in it for the sprint. We're not in it for the surface spirituality, memes, and Instagram likes. We're in it for the real fucking thing. We're in it for the game of making and building a world we're proud of. It will be riddled with adversity. It will be riddled with uncertainty. It will be riddled with challenge, chaos, require deep courage. We are endurance athletes. This is about the long game. So New Earth leaders are endurance athletes. And I really see a lot of correlation with athletics and business, athletics and spiritual prowess. And so this episode is about all of that. So I want to get into the nitty-gritty of these words. So if you know anything about me, words are codes. Words are codes. They contain wisdom that's embedded in the letters and the way they're arranged and what they mean. And we overlook words. Words create your reality. Abracadabra literally means as I speak, so I create. And what I see so much in the collective and the masses is people literally manifesting horrific things with the way that they speak. And so I really call us all forward as leaders to take deep responsibility and awareness of the words we use, how we use them, and really see it as a sword we're wielding to carve our life, to carve our destiny, to carve our creations. So spiritual endurance. New Earth leaders are endurance athletes. And so it's up to us to treat our lives as such. We must treat our mind, body, and spirit like an athlete and not like a sprinter, not like a one-time event thing, not a quick hit. We're in it for the long game. This is about sustainability. This is about actually doing the damn thing, okay? It requires us to treat ourselves, our minds, our bodies, our spirits, our visions like the endurance athletes that we are. So let's break it down. What's an athlete? Okay, I looked it up. An athlete is a person who is skilled and trained in exercises, sports, or games requiring physical strength, agility, or stamina. Okay, so in the realm of an athlete, and I also would venture to say an athlete similar to a musician, because I really identify this with this correlation as a musician as well, because as a competing professional world-class musician, I was an athlete. An athlete is someone who does the same set of exercises or activities at a high level over and over and over and over and over to achieve greatness. That's what they do. And so an athlete, skilled or trained in exercises, sports, or games that require strength, agility, and stamina. Okay, so what is our athletics? Our game is we're in the game of making a new earth. That's the game. How do we win that game? We build the new earth. We build the new earth. That's how we win. Okay. And something I love about life and manifestation and spirituality is just making it a game. Let's make it a game. I have so many Leo placements. I'm like, yo, let's change the world and have fucking fun while we do it. Let's make it a game. Let's make it interesting. Let's keep ourselves on our toes. Let's take it serious, but also, what if we delighted? What if we danced every time we leveled up? Okay. What if we took every, banana that was thrown our way as like, oh, that happened, and we just kept going. So it really is gamifying it, makes it easier. It takes the pressure off, even though it's like, yeah, does the weight of the world rest on our shoulders? Yes. I'm not going to fucking lie. And does the weight of the world rest on one person's shoulders? No, we all do our part, right? We all do our part. However, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not up to us. It's definitely up to us. And some people will claim it and most people won't. And to all the things you see on Instagram that say, let it be easy, let it be easy. No, it's not supposed to be easy. It's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be edgy. It's supposed to push you to the brink. And it's worth it. It's worth it. Okay, so that's an athlete. We are athletes. And the game we play is the New Earth game. And the way we win is building the New Earth. All right. And when we talk about skilled or trained in exercises, each of us is skilled and trained in our specific medicine and modality. I certainly hope so. If you're not trained, check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's called imposter, not imposter syndrome. Okay. That's a whole other podcast. So the exercises, like our ability to manifest, is part of our athletics. And our ability to do our 3D moves as part of our athletics. That's my signature program, 3D moves. Podcast listeners get a 20% discount. So if you want to join, use the code in the show notes. So second word, endurance. Endurance is the power of stamina over a long distance through difficulty without giving way. So the common word in between these two definitions I'm noticing is stamina. It's having stamina. What is stamina? Stamina is the ability to keep going in the long game. Stamina is you last. You last the whole time. You don't burn out. You don't give up. You're strong. And it's a mental fortitude. It's a physical fortitude. It's a spiritual fortitude. And it's a fire in your belly. It's a tenacity. It's a tenacity. And so we are endurance athletes. And what I see a lot in the spiritual space is people come in hot and then they burn out. They don't sustain. What I see a lot is surface spirituality who doesn't have integrity to begin with. And all they want is a quick spiritual hit. All they want is to booty call spirit when it's convenient. They're surely not going to last. That shit's shattering right before our very eyes. Stamina for the long game. Okay. A new earth is not going to happen in 1 day, 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade. Not in 20 years, not in 30 years. Pluto's entering Aquarius. Pluto's currently, when I'm recording this, skulking back into Capricorn for just another little lesson there. And then we go Pluto in Aquarius. That's power to the people. That's the age of Aquarius. Pluto is a planet of death and rebirth. The death and rebirth of the collective. Okay? That's a 21-year transit. This is spiritual Olympics. This is why we came here. And so we must train as the endurance athletes that we are. And so I have some very key points. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 points that I will share with you for how to develop spiritual endurance. And so this is a lifelong practice, just like anything else. There's no summit. We just keep going and we keep learning and we keep expanding. So the first idea is trim the fat, close the energetic leaks, and stop wasting your willpower. Okay, so trim the fat. There's so much shit that people spend time and energy on that does not move the needle forward for their destiny. That does not move the needle forward for things that matter. So like there's so many energy leaks. As a new earth leader, you cannot allow the energy leaks because you're an endurance athlete. You're here for the long game. You can't fuck around with your energy. I mean, you can. It's a direct affront to your dreams. It's a direct affront to a new earth. Let me say this. Your energy is your highest currency, and you are an endurance athlete, and you must protect that at all costs. Okay? It's going to cost you being liked. It's going to cost you being popular, probably. It's going to cost you, you know, all the people that want you to be the way that you've been for so long, and you say, no, I'm not staying out till 2 a.m. because I'm doing something for my business the next day, and my energy matters more than me not ruffling feathers with other people, stuff like that. So trim the fat, energetic leaks, and stop wasting your willpower. I'm just going to riff on this for a little bit. I do a lot of this in Holy Habits inside 3D Moves, and I do a big part of it is digital detox. We all have the same 24 hours in the day, okay? Having your phone or a screen hijack your energy is your responsibility. It doesn't mean it's your fault. It doesn't mean it's not designed to take you out of your power. However, we're all responsible for our energy and our use of technology. And so trim the fat, cut out the energetic leaks. Trim the fat. Stop spending your energy, your precious energy, on people, places, and things that don't fill your soul. That's it. That's it. I did a reel the other day that was like, dating assholes stops your cash flow. It's true. Like spending time with people not in alignment zaps your energy, zaps your field, and it takes away from your athletic performance as a new earth leader. I just bumped my screen. Sorry for that. So there's energetic leaks, especially with technology and your attention. Okay? Close up those energetic leaks. Close up the loops. Okay? And then stop wasting your willpower. This is something I see a lot, and it's just a waste of energy. So we're in the game of consolidating your energy because you are an endurance athlete. You cannot be wasting energy on shit that doesn't matter. Like one of my coaches, Brendan Burchard, he's the first coach I ever paid high ticket to work with. He says, stop doing busy work and do your life's work. So if you're checking off all these boxes and feeling quote unquote productive, and yet you're avoiding the one thing you know that's going to push your dream forward, like, I don't know, sharing a class you want to lead or something, you're not using your energy correctly. Okay? So stop wasting your willpower means stop wasting your willpower to, this is what I see. I have a very specific way I want to say this. I see people giving themselves a gold star for treading water that's not even meant for them. What do I mean by that? So you're staying in the same friend group, and you're the one that's way ahead of the curve. You're doing ABCD. You already left the status quo. You're going for your dreams, and it appears to you that you are doing really, really awesome, but you're using all your willpower to not take on the programming of the people that aren't doing that. You're using all of your willpower to protect your energy when you're with these people, when you could really just not be with them. That's the wrong crew for you. And so that's what I mean by treading water in water that's not even meant for you. You're wasting your energy. You shouldn't need to tread water. Okay, so the biggest thing, the first step to develop spiritual endurance, this is the ability to endure spiritually in the long game for a new earth. Because I don't know about you, but my soul gets weary. My soul can get weary. I get physically tired. All these energetic upgrades and timeline shifts. I have fatigue. I'm a fucking projector. Like, all of this is very real. And so we must do everything in our power to shore up our boundaries and train for the long game. Okay? We're spiritual warriors. We're spiritual endurance athletes. Okay? So stop wasting your willpower. Here's another silly example. However, it's relevant. I've discovered that me and macadamia nuts, I got no fucking willpower with those things. They're so delicious and they're so in my budget. And when I buy them, I eat them all. I eat them all. And so rather than me wasting my willpower and saying, I'm going to buy these, but I'm only going to eat half of the thing, you know what I do? I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't have it in my house. I've decided, and this just goes back to holy habits and my automation system. I've decided what days of the week I buy macadamia nuts, and then I just let myself eat them all, because I don't want to waste my precious mind space and my precious willpower on thinking about those macadamia nuts in the kitchen. Like, that's a waste of my willpower. Why would I do that? Why would I put that in my house when I know it's going to pull me off track of my goals? You feel me? Okay, second idea. To develop spiritual endurance, seek discomfort relentlessly to expand the wattage you can hold. Okay, so this is about strength building. Athletes do specific exercises to get stronger, okay? And they do the exercises in the gym, in their warm-ups, in the workouts, so that when they're in the game, that shows up for them while they're doing their craft, okay? So seek discomfort as a spiritual sport to expand your wattage for how much magic and love and courage you can hold, and how much you can channel God source energy. Like, you must seek discomfort relentlessly as a way to train your spiritual endurance. Like, seeking discomfort is the most important thing you can do to grow. Like, how I measure my success at the end of the day is I say, how many times was I uncomfortable on purpose? How many times was I uncomfortable on purpose? And you think about, you go to the gym and you lift weights, like you're lifting heavy weights. That shit not comfortable. That's challenging. It burns. You don't want to do it. And then what? You feel way better later and your muscles grow over time. Same idea here. Seek discomfort to expand the wattage of magic, joy, abundance, manifestations, God source energy you get to hold and steward for a new earth. It's required. This is a very, very key part of developing and sustaining your spiritual endurance as a new earth leader, as a spiritual endurance athlete. So, third thing, build in rest days. Build in rest days. So it's amazing. You know, I've talked about my journey with chronic burnout. We can't burn out and build a new earth. Because we're in it for the long game, and because we're human, we get to have days off. We get to have rest days. Just like an athlete is not doing the hardest fucking workout every day, all day long, Think about a workout as like you literally make micro tears in the muscle for space to grow. And so I've been calling them spiritual recovery days, where I'm like, I'm pushed to my brink, spirit. I'm pushed to the limit. I'm like, I could collapse right now because I've had like 6 ego deaths. Like I'm jumping timelines. I'm astral traveling. Like my human mind is having a field day. I'm doing breath work like a mofo. I call them spiritual recovery days, where I mean, I still do my morning routine, obviously, with like breath work and meditation and my writing and everything. But I specifically, I'm like, okay, 0 podcasts today, 0 courses, 0 sessions, 0 like anything. I just need to recalibrate to the new level that I'm reaching. This is so key, y'all. This is so key. This is a key to endurance in the long game that people don't talk about. People are like, if you don't post 3 times a day, 7 days a week, you don't actually care about your vision. And it's like, no, I do Sacred Saturday because I care about my vision the most. Because I don't allow myself to burn out. I don't allow myself to be at the mercy of the matrix, of the scroll, of social media, of a screen. Okay. So you must build in rest days. And this is why I'm such a huge proponent of Sacred Saturday. That's my automatic rest day. And I've used my 3D moves to leverage that. And people know me for that now. Like, I don't get very many texts on Saturdays because people in my life just fucking know. They're like, she's in Sacred Saturday. She's probably not responding anyways. And when I do get a text, a lot of times they'll be like, I know you won't respond until tomorrow. So build in rest days. You must. This is required. This is required if you want to be in it for the long game. Okay? Next idea. If you want specific codes for you specifically for where the flavor of expression that's going to help you in your spiritual endurance, look at the fixed signs in your chart. So we have the 3 modalities of every element in the zodiac. We have cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal is where you're here to ignite shit. Fixed is where you're here to sustain shit. Mutable is where you're here to be in the in-between, the alchemizer, the change, okay? Look for the fixed signs. This is Aquarius, Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. Look for these signs in your chart. There's specific codes for how you're here, at how you can step into and develop your spiritual endurance. So for me, I'm a Taurus rising, all right? Literally the cells of my body, the way I take care of my body. Taurus is the Empress. It's divine feminine. It's connected to Mother Earth. The more I'm connected to Mother Earth, the more I can endure. And it's not just once. This is why it's so important for me daily. This is why it's important for me cellularly in my body, because it's my rising sign. Okay. So Taurus. And then if I go around for examples, Aquarius. Aquarius is my 10th house of career. It's the mind space. I'm supposed to, part of my spiritual endurance is sharing my ideas for the collective in my career. That's a big way I'm meant to endure. That's a big way I'm meant to contribute to the long game. Okay. Do you see how this is going? So Scorpio. Scorpio is my 7th house of one-on-one relationships and one-on-one client work. This is a big way I'm meant to maintain and develop my spiritual endurance. It's fixed water, fixed transformation. I'm meant to have one-on-one deep clients. If you think it's an accident that I've been focusing on one-on-one mentorship and calling in high-level long-term clients, think again. That's written in my astrology. And plus, I fucking love it. And then also, like, one-on-one partnership, like, when I click in with the correct person, that's why I haven't done a serious commitment relationship in a long time, because no one has clicked in well enough for me to honestly let it affect my energy and my mission, because no one has been the correct fit yet. And so when I do find that person, it will be a source of deep transformation and healing that sustains me. All right. And so what did I miss? We did Taurus. Okay, Leo. Leo is the lion, right? It's your leadership. Leadership sustains. It's unconditional courage, if you want to check out that episode. So Leo is my 5th house of creativity, joy, expression, leadership. And so that's part of my spiritual endurance, is feeding my inner child, feeding my leadership, feeding my creativity. Like, one of my mantras I say to myself is, the more I play, the more I prosper. Like, play is a portal to my spiritual endurance. If I don't have play in my life, I get way too serious. I'm a Capricorn stellium. I can get overly serious. I'm a Virgo stellium. I can get over serious. Like, I'm so much earth. I can be like, let's get down to business. And so I really lean into this as a key for my spiritual endurance. And then the 4th one, we did Aquarius, we did Taurus, we did Scorpio, we did Leo. We did all of them. Okay. So those are the 4 places to look in your chart. If you want to go deeper, go purchase my Intro to Reading Your Natal Chart course. It's $55. You won't regret it. You can learn how to read your own chart. If you want to go deeper into this, of course, apply for one-on-one mentorship with me. And I actually just opened up 3 spaces for something called a Destiny Deep Dive session, because I received a lot of feedback that people were craving a different investment level to work with me one-on-one. And so as a projector, I wait for the invitation. I received this invitation and I opened up only 3 spots for that. So the link to that will be in the show notes if you want to do that. Okay, the next idea: interrupt surface spirituality. So it's this consistent revisiting of, am I going for the short-term hit or am I in it for the long game? And so an endurance athlete will take into account everything for the long game. They're in it for the trajectory, all right? They're not cutting corners. They're not ghosting their rituals. They're not pretending they don't know. They're not avoiding. Like, you must be your own sacred interruption to surface spirituality. And here's the thing: surface spirituality has been embedded in each of us because it's so fucking trendy, and it's a huge problem. It's blocking a new earth in many ways. You must be the interruption to that. So consistently, how you can develop your spiritual endurance is consistently check in with yourself. Am I doing the short-term spiritual hit, or am I on the path of my highest timeline and deepest destiny? Okay? This is the difference between immaturity and maturity. And I say that with love, okay? It's the difference between being childish and childlike. I say that with love. Immature, childish behavior is when people want something right away without doing the work. They're like, I want it and I want it now. And they just want that quick hit. Mature, childlike, as in the childlike wonder of the possibilities of the universe. Behavior is choosing the daily steps to create the real vision in the long game. Okay, we must constantly be in relationship with this question. Am I doing a spiritual hit right now, or am I in it for the long game? Okay, and I'm adding one thing for us because it's just coming up. Physical health. Physical health. If you are not prioritizing your physical health, if your body is not in immaculate shape, if your nutrition is not on point, if you are not hydrated, you are automatically not living your destiny. You are automatically not operating at your potential, and you are automatically not set up to endure spiritually in the long game for a new earth. Okay. The body is your house for your soul in this lifetime, and you only get one. You can't trade this shit in. Okay. You must treat it like the temple it is. And so I see a lot of people that have really big visions and dreams and aspirations. And then I look at the way they live. I look at the food they're eating. I look at the amount they move their body and how. I look at the way that they take care of their mind. I look at the content they consume. And I'm like, I can automatically tell. Like, I can tell by someone what they have in their cart at the grocery store, whether they're living their potential or not. Because the mind-body connection is real. The cells in our bodies control 95% of our decisions. And if they're chronically inflamed with the poisons of sugar, with the poisons of low vibrational behavior, with addictions, with the dopamine hits of screens, then that's going to be in charge of calling 95% of our shots. Okay. We cannot outfox the nervous system. We cannot outfox the 95%. We cannot outfox the cells of our bodies. So I really call you forward. You're an athlete. Athletes treat their nutrition holy because their body is their vessel for their creation. And guess what? It's yours too, because you're an endurance athlete for a new earth. If you're sick, if you have disease, which disease is just dis-ease, most disease is a result of lifestyle choices. Okay, so this is like real truth time. I'm a health nut. I've been on, I've been obsessed with my health since since as long as I can remember. I remember as a little kid, like I only wanted to eat fruits and vegetables, like raw fruits and vegetables. I didn't want casseroles because I was like, there's too much bullshit in there. There's too much going on. I need to know exactly what this is. So yeah, it's crucial. It's crucial. So if you haven't invested in your physical health, please do that. And then finally, the last piece, how to develop spiritual endurance, clean house. So I'm bringing it back to Greg McKeown, the author of Essentialism, the author of Effortless. Do less, more. Do less, better, he says. Do less, better. So I want you to siphon down how much you do, how many tasks you're doing, how many projects you have. Take on less, but do each one at a higher level. Okay, it's the difference between going to Target and buying 20 $10 items and going to fucking Louis Vuitton and buying one $2,000 item. It's a whole different energy. It's a whole different vibe. It's a whole different quality. Okay. And so that's another version of quick spiritual hits versus the long game. Like, to get the Louis Vuitton, you may need to save over time. And that's okay, right? Because we're in it for the long game. So, how to develop spiritual endurance. First, know that you are an endurance athlete for a new earth, and treat your life, your body, your mind, your spirit as such. First thing, stop wasting your willpower, trim the fat, and clean up the energetic leaks. Number 2, seek discomfort as a spiritual sport to expand the wattage of love, magic, and God source energy you can hold and channel. 3, build in rest days. 4, learn, love, and leverage the fixed sign in your astrology chart for the unique expression of your endurance sustaining energy in this lifetime. Next one, interrupt surface spirituality at all costs and reroute to new earth decisions. Next, Prioritize your physical health as a vital, vital, vital piece of your leadership and your athletics. Your body is your house for your soul, remember? And then final thing, clean house in your life. Do less. Delete all the things that you're half-assing and whole ass a few things. All right? I famously said once in my breathwork teacher training, I was like, whole ass or not at all. So if you're going to half-ass it, that means you shouldn't be doing it at all. Because why would you pour diluted medicine when you can put your full potency into something that actually matters and actually makes a difference for yourself and for the world? We're not going to endure a new earth half-assing, pouring diluted medicine. We need full potency and power. So this is how to develop spiritual endurance. And this is my offering today. So I hope this served you. Please DM me on Instagram. Let me know which one resonated with you the most. Comment on YouTube. Let me know which resonated with you the most. And if you would be so kind as to write a review for this podcast, it really, really helps me. Reviews are everything for podcasts. My podcast is one of the most favorite things I do. Like, besides my work with my clients, this is my favorite thing that I do. So I'm really pouring my energy into this and really focusing on this as a place where I can create impact and change in the collective. So please, give 1 minute to write a review and know that it really helps. It really helps the podcast. So now I want to transition into a few invitations. So a lot of what we did today was very strategic, very bullet points, very organizational, I guess. So if you want to start working with me today on these like ideas and do breath work with me today about all of this stuff, join 3D Moves. This is my signature program. This is a living, breathing community and movement of leaders. And you get 20% off as a podcast listener. So the code will be in the show notes. I invite you to join us if you feel the call. So second invitation is I have one space available for one-on-one VIP Platinum mentorship for the rest of 2023. This is for you if you want my ride or die support. This is for you if you're ready to invest fully in your dreams. This is for you if you're ready to do the damn thing, have me in your daily support through astrology, breathwork, manifesting, all of that stuff. So if this is you, go to the link in the show notes and apply. And then finally, I am doing a free energetic calibration healing from Maui with my friend Seth on Thursday, September 7th. So this episode is dropping on the 6th. It's tomorrow and it's free. So I'm going to drop the link to that in the show notes as well. It's called Purple for Maui, and we are just going to come together and charge the field to support Maui and support the energy of the collective as we move through this time. So those are the 3 invitations. I love you so deeply. I believe in you. I believe in a better world. Don't forget how much your ideas matter. Don't forget how amazing you are. Do not lose sight that this is the long game, that you are a spiritual endurance athlete, that these things will change your life, and just go out there and be an amazing you. Smile at a stranger, surprise them for no reason other than to spread magic. Go live miracles because you decided that you're the miracle. Be an amazing you. The world needs you more than ever. I love you so much. Sacred warrior, spiritual athlete, new earth leader. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.